Hi, Joey. How are you doing? Good morning.
Hi, Father Patrick and Father Richard. I'm
Hello.
good. How are you?
It's great to see you. Thank you for calling in.
Well, thank you for hearing my issues.
Yeah, yeah. So, what did you want to talk about today?
So I do have a pretty big question that I think a
Hmm.
lot of people um, have a problem with, and that's just how to deal with anxiety in adult life.
Mm.
Either stress from jobs, relationships, and etc. So if you have any advice on that, that would be great.
Yeah. So, before that, why don't you tell me a little bit how is this has happened affected you? You know, like you're graduated, you're in college, you're undergrad, you're doing a master's. Like, and why is this anxiety coming up? Because sometimes when it's more specific, then it
Mhm.
can help us give you a more specific advice.
Yes, definitely. So I graduated a year ago
Uh huh.
from college with my
Good
bachelor's,
for
and
you.
so it definitely was a lot of anxiety coming into figuring out, okay, which career path should I
Right.
take?
What next?
Yes, what's next? And I felt that pressure that I had to do something immediately.
Right.
And I ended up trying teaching, and so I taught middle school and high school for a year,
Good for you.
and I have never worked so hard in my life,
Good.
and it brought a lot of stress, and so definitely from that experience, I'm just wondering, in a job that takes a lot out of you,
Right.
um, how do you recommend dealing with that anxiety and pressure? Especially when you feel responsible for coworkers, and in that case, I felt responsible for my students.
Right.
Um,
Right. Well, very good. First of all, I would say it's great that you have a concern for these other people, right? Like we as priests, also we have a lot of responsibility when we have to consider that whatever we say, like what we're saying to you, and will affect many people, right? And we want the best for you. We want you to get to heaven, and that causes anxiety, some type of stress, more or less, depending on the capacity of each person. Some people can carry a lot of stress, and anxiety, like stress, right? And others can only carry so much stress. And there's ways of coping it that can apply to you or to not, depends. But one thing I would say is, first of all, to not to be afraid to try to find a balance in your life, a healthy balance from a spiritual point of view and from a human point of view. So, first of all, from a human point of view, I would say make sure not to take on too many responsibilities or more responsibilities than you can take. So, don't try to bite out more than you can chew.
Mhm.
So, that's something you have to work out little by little and figure that out. And then also, to have time to spend with your family and friends, to talk, to have conversations, to have a little bit of downtime every day, and especially I would say to do some even workout or exercise, that creates all these endorphins and so forth that helps you to be in a better mood and take on more responsibility.
Yeah. And then, besides all those natural ways of,
Hmm.
addressing anxiety and stress, being anchored in prayer.
Right.
So if we think about a storm coming on, and you are in a ship and you don't want the ship to be drifted by the current and stuff, you get an anchor right in to the bottom of the ocean. So in that sense, the prayer, our union with God, really helps us to be strong even in the midst of the big storm. And so, praying, having a time of prayer every day, doing the rosary, going to mass, um, uh, having the presence of God throughout the day, thinking on Him, these things can really help.
Right. It's like the parable of Christ to build your house on rock. All right, and that rock is Jesus Christ, but also our faith. And in that sense, I would just an addition from a spiritual point of view. Don't think that you're alone trying to solve all your future. Right. So remember, God is with you. And so, even if you don't find that everything fits into place at the moment, God is still with you and He will provide as long as you are stay in His path, and anchored in prayer. So very good. Well, thank you very much for calling us today. This is a deep question to have, and I hope this can be helpful to you.
It was. Thank you.
Thank you, Joey. God bless you.
Bye-bye.
God bless.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye-bye.